Good morning, this is Ryan from Tri-Van Truck Body presenting a short video to LA Department of Water and Power on the new utility pre-craft training vehicle, your mobile recruitment van. This is a walkthrough video to show you some of the ins and outs of your van. This, of course, was a Ford Transit van that you provided us with. One of the first things I want to point out that when the van is going to be used, we want to make sure that the house batteries are engaged. So we're going to turn this to on, and now the house batteries in the back can be used. Conversely, at the end of the day, when you're done using the van, you want to return that switch to the off position. Inside the van, this is where a lot of the magic happens. We have the Viatech Smart PX. That is basically like your battery-driven auxiliary power system. There's lithium-ion batteries in here with an auxiliary power system that basically does the job of a generator without producing the fumes. So all of your 120 volt functions, your heating, your air conditioner, your power outlets, everything can run off of this smart Viatech Smart Tech system. So looking inside, we have a couple of workstations here. We're providing you with chairs. We have a central monitor over here. And you'll notice that we also have provided you with surface mounted runways for all your wiring. I imagine you're going to want to add some cabling in the future, but it's all there in place. We have an HDMI input jack over here. So if you plug, let's say, a DVD player or a laptop into this outlet, it'll project on the monitor that's in the side slider door. Our overhead cabinets just operate like this. We have a spring that holds the door open, and when it's time to close it, we want to just carefully hold the door with one hand, and with the other hand, collapse the spring like that and give it a slam. These chairs that are over here, they're certified with seat belts. So right now they're facing the back of the vehicle, and they're being used as more of a waiting area for applicants that are coming into the van. But when these chairs spin around again and face the front, there are seat belts, so water and power staff can also use these seats when you're driving from A to B. All right, when you want to rotate the seat to the forward-facing position, you want to grab the bar that's underneath the center of the chair and slide it forward. And then there's a lever on the underside of the right side of the each chair. Push that lever forward, and now you can spin freely. And now it locks into place, and we can slide the seat back. And now we're facing forward, and we have a seat belt we can use. Built into the side slider door, we have a Samsung flat panel TV that's facing the outside of the vehicle. So in order to get that to work, we have to plug in power. We have two cords that are at the side door here. We want to plug in the power cord. We'll do that right over here. There's a little jack over there that we're plugging into. I'll find that in a second. It's right over here. And we also have an HDMI input. We're going to plug that in over there. And this can now open and close with the door as long as we have the generator turned on or the Viatech turned on. And this HDMI signal is coming from the main work counter. So if you have a laptop or a DVD player plugged into here, that's going to project on that outside screen. Just remember that you have to have the Viatech turned on and running in order to have things like the air conditioner on and that TV working. All right, turning on the lights in this vehicle is a breeze. The first thing that we want to do, remember, is to select the master disconnect switch in the cab to the on position. That way all your 12-volt lights will work. And once that's turned on in the cab, like we showed you earlier on the video, it's simply a toggle switch that we have at the side door. The lights are now on. Those are LED, and they're special lights. They're Maxima 3-way lights. They have a bright setting, a dimmer setting, and an off setting. And the awning is controlled at the side door. We want to hold that button down, and the awning starts coming out. And it's the kind of awning that you have to keep the button pressed down. The moment your finger goes off the button, the awning stops going out. If for some reason that your awning won't go back in and you've lost power, if something goes wrong, you can always hand crank the awning manually back in place. This is your handle. At the end of the handle, there's a little port. You pop that plastic cap off, this handle goes in, and you can literally crank the awning shut. So just so you know, we will provide you with one of these with the new delivery, just in case. On the back passenger side of the van, we have some power jacks here that I'll explain. These two power jacks here provide a recharge for the Viatech house batteries, the lithium-ion batteries. So when you've been using the truck all day and it's time to charge the batteries again, there's two ways you can do that. You can use a regular extension cord, and this will, you plug the truck into a building, and it'll bring the Viatech batteries from 0% to 100% in about 10 to 12 hours. A great thing to do overnight. We also have another way of charging is using just a regular EV charger like for your Tesla. So that's what you're seeing over here. You can pull up to any Tesla charge station and plug the truck in, and it'll recharge the Viatech batteries a lot quicker. So these two ports can charge the house batteries. This over here is shore power. So when you are parked at a job fair or at a location where you've got the ability to plug the truck in and you don't want to have the Viatech running, you can plug in using this 30 amp and everything inside will work. The air conditioning, all the outlets. You may not always have 30 amp RV type shore power available. In this case, we provided you an adapter which allows you to plug a regular extension cord into the truck if you have power like that available at a job site. Just be aware that when you're using it with this pigtail adapter, you can't use the air conditioning. There's not enough power. It'll trip the circuit. So we provided that with the truck. And these are outlets that whenever the Viatech is running, you've got power to the outside of the truck as well. All right, this is your Viatech control panel. It's fairly straightforward. We have a key that turns it on and off. And when it's time to start using the Viatech, we rotate it one click and the screen's going to come alive. Usually the first thing you're going to see, I'm going to pull this plastic off actually. The first thing you're going to see is what your battery status is. Now I charged this overnight. We're at 91%. You can adjust your time settings. It's all pretty accurate. August 29th, 11:30. The first thing we want to do when it's time to start using the Viatech, we select the generator position. It basically does the job of a generator. We could label that Viatech, but generator is what the Viatech is. We're not plugged into shore power. We're selecting generator, and we hold this button down, and we keep holding it down until it starts up. Let go. All right, it's running. No other action required. There are fuses over here, breakers for your 120 volt and your 12 volt. And to turn off the Viatech, it's as simple as just hitting the same button like that, and it shuts it off. And you can leave this as is, or put this in the off position. And now there's no more 120 volt power. You're at 89% charge, and you can typically go for a good full day using all the functions on board the truck. The air conditioning unit, the plugs, the outlets between charges. As you get up on the roof of the van, you'll see that we have Starlink set up. So this is going to end up providing all the internet and your mobile Wi-Fi hotspot in the van. So that kind of summarizes your new mobile recruitment van for LA Department of Water and Power here at Tri-Van Truck Body. Thanks for watching. We hope that the van serves you well, and give us a call anytime if you have questions about the van. 360-380-0773. All right, thank you.